My legs moved on their own, pulling me deeper. Thorns clawed my jeans, drawing blood. Branches snapped. I fumbled my phone flashlight. The beam caught it, a pale, veined mass, tendrils undulating like living veins. I wasn't the type to swallow conspiracies. Gods, ghosts, government black ops, all fairy tales for the gullible. Biotech made the news, gene edits for diseases, lab-grown organs, harmless progress. At least that's what I thought. As a high school junior, I scoffed at the paranoia, until this summer, in the Pine Barrens, turned my world into a living nightmare, whispering promises of a spliced family that would bind us forever in horror. Our home squatted in South Jersey's forgotten wilderness, pines twisted over sandy barrens. Streams ran brown with cedar tannin. New Jersey's dense crowds felt worlds away. Mom's death in January. Slick road, fatal crash. Shattered us. Dad buried himself in work. I lost myself in screens. My little sister drifted unmoored. No summer job, no volunteer gigs. Just days swallowed by games, nights drowned in beer with friends, chasing oblivion. Grief was a fracture, Mom used to say, but it heals with time. She loved riddles. It emerges only after a biostorm. Hope she'd answer. Eyes twinkling. Now that riddle haunted me, twisted into something darker. One sticky night at the quarry, full moon glazing the dark water, fire snapping, pong balls thunking, stumbled into the woods to piss, head fuzzy from natty light. The air turned cloying, sweet kiss-like, overripe fruit fermenting in the heat. Mosquitoes droned, but beneath them a deeper vibration stirred, not in the air, but in my bones. Whispers threaded my thoughts. Insect chitter, human sighs, mechanical clicks. My legs moved on their own, pulling me deeper. Thorns clawed my jeans, drawing blood. Branches snapped. I fumbled my phone flashlight. The beam caught it, a pale, veined mass, tendrils undulating like living veins. It had vanished behind a trunk with a wet slither. Terror spiked, adrenaline burned through the buzz. I bolted back, branches whipping my face, heart hammering my ribs. Friends laughed. Too much brew, dude! I hitched a ride home, but as we bumped along dirt roads, an itch bloomed in my scalp. Fine wires probing beneath the skin. It wasn't a hangover. It felt invasive. Something had hooked into me. That night, the assaults began. Not dreams. Invasions. Vivid code flooded my mind. Mom appeared in sterile white, image pixelating at the edges, glitching like corrupted data. Pain divides us, splicing will mend, will be enhanced, eternal. Her voice carried, unnatural reverb layered with clicks and hums. I jerked upright, cheeks wet with tears I didn't remember shedding, temples pulsing as if implants had activated without consent. The room spun. For a moment, the walls seemed to breathe, veined with faint blue light. The second night, she promised more. Bodies frail, augment, family rebuilt. I awoke, kneeling at the window, staring into black pines that stared back. The itch migrating, burning down my arms, skin crawling like bugs burrowing. I scratched until blood welled. It only spread deeper. In the mirror, my veins looked wrong, threading closer to the surface, pulsing subtly. The third night, the warmth surged. I bellowed awake, slamming fists on glass until it cracked. The invasion stopped abruptly, like a cut signal, but the itch lingered, veins throbbing blue under thin light. I flexed my hands. Were my fingers longer? No, impossible. Grief hallucinations, I told myself, doubt gnawing away. That's when I sealed my sister's fate. Call her Eva, name of the ragged doll she clung to like a lifetime. Mom's spitting image, clever, kind, 9 years younger. Her miracle after years of infertility treatments. After the accident, I should have been her anchor, bridging the void Mom left. Instead, I drifted farther, leaving her isolated, her small questions met with silence. Dad's car broke down that week. I became chauffeur, him to the train for Philly, Ava to summer camp. Drives were tense, silence heavy as humid air. One morning she asked, voice small, "What emerges only after a biostorm?" Echoing Mom's riddle. The words lanced me. I barked, "Not now." Her hurt eyes burned in the rear view. Guilt twisted. I shoved it down. Pizza delivery that night. Dad's lame jokes flopped on the space where Mom's laughter used to live. Ava retreated early, doll clutched tight. I gamed into the small hours until hunger pulled me downstairs. Vibration returned through vents, whispering like wind in pines, but articulate. Fragments. Family. Mend. Splice. I crept to my window, peering into moonlit yard. Too close. I popped the screen, hauled myself onto roof shingles. Night air thick with fermented sweetness. Shadows danced wrong. Pale tendrils quivered below Ava's window, coiling like organic cables, glowing faint blue, probing the sill. I crawled closer, heart thudding in my ears. 5 feet. 4. The buzz peaked, a shriek in my skull. My vision blurred, my foot slipped on blue slick shingles. I flipped, nails scraping. Body slamming roof with a thud. And I looked again. Nothing. Tendrils gone. Dad's door flew open up below. Lights flooded the yard. What was that racket? It's just a big critter, I muttered, climbing in, skin-iced. Hands shook as I resealed the screen. In the morning ride, Dad blamed raccoons. Eva said she slept deeply. Best dream ever. Mom said we'd be upgraded. Fixed. Her words mirrored my intrusions exactly. Cold dread coiled tight. Coincidence? Or something whispering the same spliced lies to us? I dropped Dad at the station, helped Ava at camp, drove home, mind racing at the possibilities. This wasn't grief. It was something else, something infecting us, something driving into the core of our beings. I raided my cash stash, odd job tips, ordered allowances, and hit Cherry Hill Best Buy. Splurged on Nest cams. Spent an afternoon mounting them, one dead on Ava's window, others covering sides and back, feeds live to my PC, notifications on my phone. Picked Ava up after camp. Dinner was awkward small talk, air thick with unspoken loss. I excused myself early, gaming with friends, but hungering at the monitor, bat beside me, iced tea and chips fueling the vigil. Midnight passed, eyelids drooped, screens glowed, hypnotic. Soft murmurs woke me, the buzz, now human-like whispers emanating from Ava's room, then her voice replying softly as if in conversation. The monitors flickered to static one by one. I burst in, slammed her door open. She knelt at the window, unmoving. "I miss you so much, Mommy. Make us better." Eyes glazed, reflecting fractured moonlight. Outside, silhouetted against glass, a figure in tattered white, hand pressed, fingers lengthening like injected probes. I hit the lights. The truth scorched my eyes. It hunched on the roof ledge, an abomination piece from nightmares. Skin a patchwork, scales over rippling muscle, fur tufts matted with iridescent ooze, limbs stretched by bioengineered joints that clicked like rusted machinery, veins pulsed bioluminescent blue, lighting compound eyes that shattered my reflection into 1,000 terrified shards. Mandibles dripped, exhaling shimmering spores. Torso bloated with tumorous grafts, tendrils whipping like spinal ports. I screamed, lunged for Ava, hauled her back. She woke, thrashing. "Let go, you're hurting me!" Dad stormed in, robe askew. "What the hell are you doing?" "It was there, trying to inject her!" My voice cracked, pointing at the empty window. Ava curled on her bed, sobbing. "He dragged me. I was asleep." Dad's face twisted. Betrayal, fear, disgust. "Are you on something? Tell me now." "No, look outside," I pleaded. He glanced. Saw nothing but night and a faint slime trail on the sill. "Your room right now. We'll talk tomorrow." He soothed Ava, tucked her in, shot me suspicious glances. I retreated, itch flaring like warning fire in my arms. Locked in my room, I dove online, keywords frantic. Pine Barrens anomalies, whispering entities, body changes, deep web forums led to Kinforge conspiracy, defunct biopharma giant, hidden Barrens lab, government black ops splicing human DNA with insect, reptile, mammal genes for resilient post-apocalypse populations, 2010s breach, escaped subjects, airborne viral vectors luring grieving hosts for assimilation, leaking memos, target emotional fractures, grief as splice vector, body betrayal. It was all a corporate cover-up. All the whistleblowers had vanished or assimilated. Mom's face flickered on screen, mouth splitting into mandibles. Join the inheritance. I shook it off, just my mind playing tricks on me. Was I really going insane? Was this really me or something else? The itch intensified. My arm's skin rippled, pulling at the scabs, the blood peeling down underneath my nails as I dragged my hands across my arms, rocking back and forth slowly as I stared at the computer screen, her face taunting me. Then something stirred beneath my skin, beneath my mind. I couldn't hold it anymore, and I fell back in a fit of slight sleeps. It was like a fever dream rushing in and out of consciousness. My mind like a virus being spread, veins threading flesh like rewriting code. In the morning, Dad's raised voice behind the office door, arguing on the phone. He emerged, face drawn. "Bad news, sorry kid, the college flaked. I got a New York conference I gotta go to today. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. I already got a ride from a colleague, so you just take care of Ava." I said, "Is Ava okay?" I asked. "She's sleeping. I need you solid. No more scaring her. It's just one night. Be your brother. Promise I can trust you." His doubt-fueled anger. I bit back. "Promise." I held back tears as I hugged him and waved goodbye as he left. His stern glance lingered. I drove Ava to camp, her last day. I headed to Vincetown Library, quaint, frozen in the 1800s amid pines. The old librarian eyed me. "Can I help you, son?" "I'm looking for local history, dark side, unexplained, alterations, things people wouldn't necessarily want the books to have." He pulled dusty tomes. Dusty motes danced in sunlight. Brimstone neck, 1700s. Leads family experimented blood fusions for immortality. You ever heard of the Jersey Devil legend? Cover for failed splices, deformed kin escaped, mutated in the woods. No one would trust this for anything. It was science back then. It was alchemy and cults and demonic witchcraft. But nowadays, something a little bit different. "Modern ties," he whispered. "Kinforge revived it. 2000s. Labs. Check the military super soldiers. This leak here created the ferals. Their lures, and they help pull you in with pheromones, and they latch into your mind like a neural hack. They regenerate from anything. The target is broken. Grief opens the door. How do I find their nests? Abandoned bunkers deep in pines. But it's real, it's not folklore. It's cosmic biology twisting humanity into hives. He slipped me a faded map, red circles marking Kinforge sites. I thanked him and bolted. Back at home, I checked the cams, which were untouched. Odd. I repositioned one inside Ava's stuffed animals, others at doors and yard. Picked up Ava, and we both rode home in silence. What do you want for dinner? She shrugged, staring at pines. We locked up the house nice and tight, and then I ordered hoagies, rechecking every latch, barricading every window. That's when Dad called. I lied and said everything was good. Voice steady despite my trembling hands. And then across the table, I looked at her. Our eyes met, and before I knew it, I was blurting it all out. Things have been rough, but I'll make it better, okay? You could trust me. Okay. Her eyes were hollow, already half claimed. Sun sank, painting barrens blood red. All there was silence as we finished our meals. Then she curled up on the couch, started her favorite cartoon. Lost families finding each other. I cleared dishes, mind on the map, and my task at hand. But it would have to wait until Dad got back. Midway through the movie, she stopped singing along, stared out the window, eyes glassy, body rigid. Ava, you good? I approached slowly, trance-like. Lips moved silently. The buzz erupted static as chitter. She whispered, Miss you, fix us, make us family again. The lights flickered, the appliances hummed wildly. Then the whole house went into a blackout. I grabbed a flashlight from a drawer, and then I noticed through the window that our house was the only one that didn't have power. I could see the lights from the street lights, and all the porch lights of the houses in the cul-de-sac. The beams swept across the couch. It was empty. Ava was gone. I grabbed a bat from the pantry. Ava? A buzz answered from outside sliding doors, wet, slithery. I stepped back, scanned the yard through the glass. The tendrils probed through the cracks on the yard. Ava! I burst out, beam cutting night, feet sinking in sand. Her voice behind me, soft. Brother, help! I spun around, but I saw nothing. And then I looked up on the roof. Mom! Easing, Ava's window open. Ava inside, reaching, entranced. The flashlight hit the entity, colossal. Graphs bulging, tendrils jacked into the roof like roots. Mandibles clicking. Spores puffed, burning my lungs. Stay away, I screamed, charging inside. It leapt 20 feet, slamming the earth, a shockwave rippling me into mud. I scrambled in, slamming the glass door shut. It smashed through, shards raining embedded in arms. Ava's scream. Help! Pierced, terrified. Whipping tendrils cracked my skull, and then darkness swallowed me. I woke to throbbing pain, blood-matted hair, glass stinging. House wrecked. Silent. I searched, and I searched, but there was no Ava. Only her discarded doll, the one thing she would never willingly leave behind. I immediately went to the cameras and looked at them. Ava walking calmly into the pines, tendrils guiding like lashes, skin paling, veins threading blue. And then me just standing there staring at her as she went, as if encouraging her. And the guilt crushed me. It tagged me at the quarry, spore infected. intrusions to break me. My rage rejected it, but Ava's loneliness, it was the perfect vector. If I'd been a better brother, if I hadn't exposed the itch. I clawed at my arms, flesh parting easily even more from more scabs falling from my arms. Blood dripping down my nails and fingers. The regret not as harsh as the pain reaching into me, as I could feel something more than veins, as if wires under the skin growing, claiming me from the inside. Glowing filaments threaded muscle to bone, each wound then sealed faster, unnaturally. The infection advanced, rewriting me into something else. Something more. No. I grabbed the keys, bat, map. No time for the library, straight to the pines. The drive was hallucinatory, the road warping in my vision, pines reaching out like tendrils, Mom's voice in my head, inherit the splice, family eternal. Flashes, Dad and Ava already spliced, mandibles smiling. I shook it off, sweat soaking through. I reached the edge of barrens, went off-road, the branches scraping like claws. The small game trail, the only thing to follow, as I looked at the map, matching it to my GPS. This was where I needed to go. My vision glitched, augmented HUD simulation progress 47%. My fingers lengthened, joints popping. I screamed as the itch burned under my skin even more. The lights I could see as my skin was growing translucent and being pulled thick across my bones. New scales gleamed, ruins, overgrown fences, rusted Kinforge logo. I could see the breached gate. Stench hit, chemicals, decay, living pulse. Inside, I trekked down into the bunker stairs, flashlight dancing on graffiti. Splice or die, the words echoing my mind as I held my hands to my ears, shaking it off. I had to keep going. I had to find the truth. I looked through shattered vats, crusted residue, fused skeletons, human torsos, insect limbs, reptile tails, scattered memos, grief lures, successful viral storm initiates bioemergence. Deeper, pulsing hum, a blue bioluminescence, intensifying as if the walls themselves were alive. The central organic nest, pods, throbbed like hearts, walls veined with tendrils, entity enthroned, swollen tendrils radiating. One cluster plugged into Ava, her arms and her neck. Her eyes flickered with scrolling code, skin mottled, small mandibles budding. Ava! My shouts were distorted. It was calling to me. It rotated, compound eyes focused on my mutating form, mandibles parted, voice a chorus, Mom's, Ava's, mine chittering underneath. Kin, complete the chain, splice inheritance. Tendrils lashed, dripping enzyme. The bat crunched, one ichor splattered, but it regrew. And then another hit, and another, but it just kept regrowing, that maniacal laugh coming from that flesh, the knitted audibility of it just calling to my ears. And then it lashed out. I dodged. Acid grazed my side, burning. Smashed pods, acidic fluid erupting, searing. But my wounds bubbled, and they began to heal as well, augmented by my new, overarching abilities of my body. The more that I entangled in this fight, the more I awakened what was within. It was changing me, move by move, into something more. My body betraying me, adapting. Ava gasped. The tendrils retracted with wet pops. and she collapsed. I scooped her up. Hold on! But there was too much. She was too light. Her skin was too cool. And there was something pressed across it, like a metal scales reaching out of her skin. We fled. The tendrils, ripping and writhing in the concrete, chasing us as the bunker groaned. The hallucinations spliced with Dad, Mom and Dad standing beside each other, mandibles smiling. The family upgraded. The riddle echoed. What emerges only after a biostorm? Not hope. The splice. And then upstairs, the entity roared. A neural stab in my mind. The visions of endless hives reaching out, calling to me. But I stumbled away, pulling Ava with me. I got to the car, and I could hear tires spinning. My mind was beginning to pull away, but I was keeping my consciousness as close to me as I could, holding onto Ava's hand, keeping her as a means of grounding myself and keeping me on the track. And I put the car into reverse, slammed on the gas, and the entity burst free behind me, pursuing on elongated limbs. Ava just moaned and groaned as her arms sprouted tendrils. Feels good. Mom's here. Dad's here. No, Ava, fight it! Fight it! I called out to her. I keep my hands on the wheel. Fingers were fusing to it, tendrils calling from them, elongating onto the wheel. My mouth ached. My jaw was splitting. The whispers inside of my head spread the inheritance. I had to pull over. Eyes were splitting, compounding, the world fracturing into prisms. We weren't fleeing. We were being assimilated. There was nothing we could do. We were the vectors of grief. We had been called upon by this beast. Mom and Dad standing over me. Ava holding hands with them. Their eyes all staring at me. Tendrils pulling out. And then the scanning. Their eyes looking as if betrayed by me. And worry etched across it as they reached out to me to pull them towards them. We approached. We're together. All of us. The changes are hidden under our clothes. The itch demanding release. On the surface, it's all relieved. One full, complete family. No tendrils. No holes in our flesh, only holes in our mind, replaced by one thought, become a family once more. And as a full family, we walked into the twilight to call more into the family we call the network. If you enjoyed this technology gone awry story, hit the like button, but not too hard. We don't want to wind up on its bad side. Subscribe if you're new and turn on all those notifications, and if technology allows, we will meet again.